निर्विशेष शून्य पश्यत्यादिसत्त्वानि
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे. Hare Krishna Maharaj is here. Thank you, Maharaj. Joining. So, please go ahead and.
Maharaj, you are on mute, Maharaj.
Dear devotees, I will begin by singing the Mangalacharna prayers and leading a short kirtan. And then I will speak about Guru Purnima, which we just observed 1 day ago or 2 days ago, depending on your location. Vandeham Shri Guru Gita Parakama Vaishnava Shri Radha Krishna Pada Savana Rita Shri Krishna Krishna Shivate Bhakti Vedanta Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prabhaine Nirvishesha Sanyavadi Prasakya Veshapari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasadi Gaur Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasadi Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaur Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paripraja Acharya Stotras Dasi Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Paripraja Acharya Stotras Dasi Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Chamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, Hare Krishna, my dear devotees, those of you who are on Zoom, as far as possible, I request you to put on your cameras so we can see your moon-like faces, and it is more personal. So, a day or two ago, we observed Guru Purnima, which is also known as Vyas Purnima, because it's the appearance day of Srila Vyasadeva. It is also the disappearance day of Srila Sanatana Goswami. And more recently, just 4 years ago, it was the disappearance day of His Holiness Bhakti True Swami Maharaj. So Srila Prabhupada has explained that the system of honoring the spiritual master is current in all sections of Vedic followers. In the Mayavadi, impersonal sects, the disciples offer respect to the spiritual master once a year on Guru Purnima. And in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the disciples offer homage annually on the appearance day of the spiritual master, called Vyasa Puja, because the spiritual master represents Veda Vyas, the empowered incarnation of Krishna, who compiled the Vedic literatures. And the bona fide spiritual master represents, or I should say presents, the same knowledge through disciplic succession. Although Guru Purnima is generally observed by the Mayavadi groups, we shall take the opportunity to discuss the principle of Guru and glorify the Acharya Sampradaya. Guru is a deep subject. We sing, we just did, Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Parakamam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha. We offer respects to the spiritual master singular, to the spiritual masters plural, and to all Vaishnavas. The singular spiritual master is our personal spiritual master. The plural spiritual masters are the predecessor acharyas, And the Vaishnavas are the followers of the spiritual master. We offer respects to them all because they all come in the same line, the disciplic succession, parampara, from Krishna himself. Srila Prabhupada explains, quote, the offering of respect to the spiritual master means offering respect to all the previous acharyas. Gurun means plural number. All the acharyas are not different from one another because they are coming in the disciplic succession from the original spiritual master, and they have no different views. End quote. Thus, we offer respects to the predecessors. Similarly, we offer respects to the followers. Srila Prabhupada explains further, quote, spiritual master means they must have many followers who are all Vaishnavas. They are called Prabhus. And the spiritual master is called Prabhupada because at his lotus feet there are many Prabhus. Pada means lotus foot. All these Vaishnavas are Prabhus. So they are also offered respectful obeisances. Not the spiritual master alone, but along with his associates. And these associates, his disciples, are all Vaishnavas. They should be also offered respectful obeisances. It was Srila Prabhupada's comment on Mangalacharna, January 8th, 1969. For us in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada is the main guru. He is the founder Acharya, but he also has his associates. Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj, Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Swami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami, and Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami, to name some prominent ones who have departed. And of course, Prabhupada is being served by so many others today. And we can also serve and learn from all of them. In a letter dated November 20th, 1971, Srila Prabhupada wrote, quote, one who teaches can be treated as spiritual master. So if we take instruction from them, all senior godbrothers may be treated as guru. There is no harm. Actually, you have only one spiritual master who initiates you, just as you have only one father. But every Vaishnava should be treated as Prabhu, master, higher than me. And in this sense, if I learn from him, he may be regarded as guru. End quote. The original guru is Krishna. He speaks the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita and enunciates the principles of religion. Dharman tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The principles of Dharma, Bhagavad Dharma, Prema Dharma, are enacted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We cannot manufacture Dharma. Dharma means the laws of God or the orders of God. So Dharma tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam, the principles of religion are enacted by the Lord himself. We cannot make religious principles any more than we can make our own laws. Srila Prabhupada gave the example that you can't just get together with some friends and pass your own laws. Okay, now I think we should legalize LSD. Everyone agrees, good, passed. Law means that it must be enacted by the government, by the parliament or legislature. Similarly, Dharma is enacted by God. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam navai vidur rishayo napi deva nasiddha mukhya asura manusya kuto nu vidyadara charanadaya. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 6.3.19, translation, quote, real religious principles are enacted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although fully situated in the mode of goodness, even the great rishis who occupy the topmost planets cannot ascertain the real religious principles, nor can the demigods or the leaders of Siddhaloka, to say nothing of the asuras, ordinary human beings, vidyadharas, and charanas. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.3.19. The conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Praja. To give up all varieties of dharma and just surrender to Krishna. And to understand the confidential truths about religious principles and the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, we need the help of Mahajans, authorities in Krishna consciousness, gurus. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu Pralado Janako Bhishmo Balir Vayasikir Vayam Dwadasita Vigyano Dharmam Bhagavatam Bata Guyam Visudam Durlabam Yam Janat Martamasnute. Lord Brahma, Bhagavan Narada, Lord Shiva, the four Kumaras, Lord Kapila, the son of Devahuti, Swayambhuva Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, Grandfather Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, and I myself, Yamaraj, know the real religious principles. My dear servants, this transcendental religious principle, which is known as Bhagavat Dharma, or surrender unto the Supreme Lord and love for Him, is uncontaminated by the modes of nature. It is very confidential and difficult for ordinary human beings to understand. If by chance one fortunately understands it, he is immediately liberated, and thus he returns back home, back to Godhead. End quote. Srimad Bhagavatam 6.3, 21, and 22. This confidential knowledge is given by God in scriptures and passed down through disciplic succession, evam parampara praptam, to great souls who in turn impart the knowledge to their eager followers. And of all scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam is considered the most important, the ripened fruit of the tree of Vedic knowledge. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam sukamukad amrita dravya samhitam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam mur aho rasika bhuvi bhuvaka. Quote, O expert and thoughtful men, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadev Goswami. Therefore, the fruit has become even more tasteful although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Srimad Bhagavatam 113. This nectarian fruit is passed down to us through disciplic succession. In commenting on this verse, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the example of a mango tree. To get a ripe mango from the top of a tree, different boys climb onto different branches. The boy at the top plucks the fruit and hands it to the boy on the next branch down. That boy hands it to the one on the next branch, and so on, until finally it reaches the boy on the ground, in the same perfect condition as when it was at the top of the tree. It hasn't been bruised or broken, but has been delivered intact as it was. At the top of the tree is Krishna, and he passes the knowledge down to Brahma. Brahma passes it to Narada, and Narada passes it to Vyas. Again, today is also called Vyas Purnima because Vyasadeva, who compiled the Vedic literature, appeared on this date. Vyas passes it to Madhvacharya, and so on. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the six Goswamis, and further down, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Gaura Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Prabhupada. And now the followers of Srila Prabhupada are presenting the same knowledge. They follow and present the same teachings. That is their qualification. About Veda Vyas, Srila Prabhupada wrote, quote, Vyasadeva was a real person accepted by all authorities, and anyone can judge how wonderful he was to have compiled the Vedic literatures. He is therefore known as Maha Muni. Muni means thoughtful, or great thinker, or great poet, and Maha means still greater. There is no comparison of Vyasadeva with any other writer or thinker or philosopher. Nobody can estimate the scholarly importance of Srila Vyasadeva. He composed many millions of Sanskrit verses, and we try to receive just a fragment of the knowledge of them by our tiny efforts. Srila Vyasadeva therefore summarized the whole Vedic knowledge in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is known as the ripened fruit of the desired tree of Vedic knowledge. The ripened fruit is received hand to hand through disciplic succession. And anyone who does this work in disciplic succession from Srila Vyasadeva is considered a representative of Vyasadeva. And as such, the bona fide spiritual master's appearance day is worshipped as Vyasa Puja. End quote. Srila Prabhupada letter dated August 25th, 1970. Today is also the disappearance day of Srila Sanatana Goswami, the most senior of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. His book, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, was the first major work of the six Goswamis. Sanatana Goswami also comes in the disciplic succession from Lord Krishna to Brahma, but he is especially significant because he is a direct follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. Because Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, he is capable of beginning his own disciplic succession. But because he was acting as a devotee, he chose to take initiation in the disciplic succession from Krishna and Brahma. Still, he is God, and the process by which he imparted knowledge to his immediate followers, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, is comparable to the way Lord Krishna imparted knowledge to Brahma. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in his Chaitanya Charitamrita, writes of Sanatan's younger brother Rupa. Vrindavaniyam Rasikeli Vartam Kalena Luptam Nija Shakti Mukha Sancharya Rupe Vyatanot Punasa Prabhur Vido Pragivaloka Shristim. Quote, before the creation of this cosmic manifestation, the Lord enlightened the heart of Lord Brahma with the details of creation and manifested the Vedic knowledge. In exactly the same way, the Lord, being anxious to revive the Vrindavan pastimes of Krishna, impregnated the heart of Rupa Goswami with spiritual potency. By this potency, Srila Rupa Goswami could revive the activities of Krishna in Vrindavan, activities almost lost to memory. In this way, he spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, Chapter 19, Text 1. Lord Chaitanya also empowered him to write books on Bhakti Yoga, and the same could be said of Sanatana Goswami. We are followers of the six Goswamis, followers of their followers. Srila Narottam Das Thakur prays, Echai Gosayara Muitara Das Tansabara Padarenu Mora Panchagrasa. Quote, I am the servant of the person who is the servant of the six Goswamis. The dust of their holy feet is my 5 kinds of foodstuffs. And Tandera Charane Sevi Bhakta Sanevas Janame Janame Hoy Ea Bilas. Quote, this is my desire, that birth after birth I may live with those devotees who serve the lotus feet of the six Goswamis. End quote. Some time ago, we were fortunate to have 4 devotees from Dallas, disciples of Tamal Krishna Goswami, visit us in Santa Barbara. Dharma Prabhu and his wife, Rajeshwari, her sister, Saibya, and Padma Mataji. Mayapur Das, Sridhar Swami's personal servant for many years, was also with us. So I thought it a good occasion to glorify these 2 stalwart servants of Srila Prabhupada. These 2 powerful preachers, Tamal Krishna Goswami and Sridhar Swami. And it was very enlivening and purifying. All the devotees spoke so beautifully, each and every one. And one could really feel Tamal Krishna Goswami's and Sridhar Swami's presence and really feel united with Srila Prabhupada and his associates. His Holiness Naranjan Swami also spoke beautifully and led kirtan. Although we are all God brothers, and that we were all initiated by Srila Prabhupada, still, among Srila Prabhupada's disciples, there are some who were and are leading the movement and showing the way for others to follow. Certainly, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami was a great pioneer, and His Holiness Sridhar Swami and the others I mentioned. And even now, devotees who are following Srila Prabhupada are leading us and showing us the way. We are also trying to make our little contributions. But still, there are some who are ahead of us, showing us the way and making it easier for us to follow. And that is natural. It will always be that way. At the same time, it is also very personal and individual. Through whom Krishna speaks to whom. It is not that everyone has to follow only one particular person. Krishna can manifest himself, Srila Prabhupada can manifest himself through different servants, different Vaishnavas, and we should be open to that flow of mercy, however, and through whomever it comes. It is not stereotyped or fixed or rigid. The mercy comes in different ways, and we should be open to it. That is really the principle of Guru. Krishna's instructions come to us through some servant of Krishna, some representative of Krishna, and it is not limited to only one. Krishna can speak to us through many mouths, through many personalities, and we should be open to that guidance. We should take Krishna's instructions on our head and follow them. That is how Krishna guides the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. He can gauge any number of his servants to help us. And God knows we need all the help we can get. So we shouldn't be sectarian. We shouldn't cut ourselves off from any flow of mercy that may come to us by the arrangement of the Lord, or the arrangement of Srila Prabhupada, or the arrangement of any of our spiritual masters. I always think of the example of Raghunath Das Goswami because he had so many gurus. Of course, he was a direct associate of Lord Chaitanya himself. But even then, he was helped by so many well-wishers and guides. First, he was initiated by Yadunandanacharya, Raghunath's family's spiritual master. Yadunandanacharya himself was a great Vaishnava, an initiated disciple of Advaitacharya, and an intimate student of Vasudeva Bhatta. And Balaramacharya, a dear associate of Haridas Thakur, was Raghunath's family's priest. Raghunath learned from him too. Balaramacharya and Yadunandanacharya were friends, and both used to host Haridas Thakur at their homes. For some time, Balaramacharya provided Haridas with a thatched hut and prasad, and at that time, while still a student, Raghunath visited Haridas Thakur daily. And it is said that because of the mercy Haridas showed him then, Raghunath later attained the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Once, Balaramacharya invited Haridas Thakur to speak in the assembly of Raghunath's family, the Majumdars, and thus Raghunath heard from him again about the glories of the holy name. Eventually, Raghunath Das met Nityananda Prabhu at Panihati and got his benediction to become free from all obstacles and attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Raghunath soon escaped from home, traveled by foot to Puri, and attained the merciful shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entrusted Raghunath Das to Saurabh Damodar Goswami. Quote, I entrust Raghunath to you. Please accept him as your son or servant. End quote. Raghunath was very young then, only about 22. Then the Lord took Raghunath's hand and personally placed him in the hands of Saurabh Damodar Goswami. And so Raghunath became Saurabh Damodar's assistant. Swarup Damodar was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's secretary, and Raghunath Das, in effect, became assistant secretary. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this world, followed by Swarup Damodar and almost all of his other intimate associates, Raghunath Das felt bereft. I'm all alone. There's no reason to live. How can I live without my Prabhus, without all my masters? Raghunath Das felt so much separation that he decided to go to Vrindavan to see the lotus feet of Rupa and Sanatan, and then give up his life by jumping from Govardhan Hill. But the two brothers did not allow him to die. They prevailed upon him to stay with them and speak about Mahaprabhu's later pastimes. They told him, you should not give up your life. You were with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Puri and were witness to so many of his intimate pastimes. You should stay with us and tell us about your experiences with him. And they accepted him as their third brother. Especially Sanatan Goswami gave him shelter and took care of him. At first, when Raghunath Das Goswami was doing bhajan at Radhakund, he didn't have any residence. And while doing his bhajan, he was pretty much oblivious to everything else. He would chant. Sometimes he could hardly chant because he would go into trance. Still, he did chant at least 1 lakh names every day. But it could happen that he would chant one name and then go into a deep trance. The pastimes of Krishna would play in his mind. Like that, one day he was chanting Krishna's name and remembering Krishna's pastimes, and the hot sun was beating down on his head. Srimati Radharani herself then came and held a cloth over his head. But Raghunath Das Goswami didn't know it because he was in deep meditation. But Sanatan Goswami understood, and he personally built a bhajan kutir for him. He took care of him in every respect. In his book Vilap Kusumanjali, Raghunath Das Goswami begins by offering respects to his gurus. In Sanskrit devotional works, authors begin by offering respects to their guru and their worshipful deities. So at the beginning, he offers respects to Sanatan Goswami. Vairagyu bhakti rasam prayatnaya apayayan mam anabipshamandam krimpam buddhiyas paradukaduki sanatanastam prabhamashrayami. Quote, I was unwilling to drink the nectar of devotional service possessed of renunciation. But Sanatan Goswami, out of his causeless mercy, made me drink it, even though I was otherwise unable to do so. Therefore, he is an ocean of mercy. He is very compassionate to fallen souls like me, and thus it is my duty to offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. Vilap Kusumanjali 6. In this verse, Raghunath Das Goswami describes Sanatan Goswami with a phrase that Srila Prabhupada often quoted for all compassionate Vaishnavas. Paraduka Dukhi. He feels sorrow in the sorrow of others. Raghunath Das says, Vairagyu Bhakti Rasam Prayatnaya. He gave me the nectar of devotional service enriched with renunciation. Anabipsam andam. But I was unwilling, anabipsam, to drink it because I was blind, andam, to my spiritual well-being. So apayayamam, he forced me to drink it. Sanatan Goswami is an ocean of mercy, kripam buddhi, and therefore I offer my respectful obeisances to him. I take shelter of him, my master, Prabhum Ashrayami. Srila Prabhupada paraphrased this verse in composing a verse to honor his sannyas guru, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. He used almost the same words. The idea is that it is very hard to become free from the shackles of family life. Of course, one can be a pure devotee in the Grihastha ashram. That is another thing. But to preach, sannyas may be advised. As Srila Prabhupada describes it, he was having dreams. In modern psychological language, one might say recurring nightmares, that his Guru Maharaj was calling him to follow him and preach. And as Srila Prabhupada describes it, he would wake up horrified. Quote, how can I take sannyas and become a mendicant? How can I leave my wife and children? What will happen then? End quote. It's a long story, but eventually Prabhupada accepted Vanaprast. He went to Jhansi and began the League of Devotees there. But there were some politics. The wife of the governor wanted the property that Prabhupada had been using for the League of Devotees. She made all efforts to get it for some ladies' program. And because she was so influential, Prabhupada decided not to fight against her. So he left and went to Mathura, where he stayed in the month of his godbrother Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. And Keshav Maharaj insisted, you must take sannyas. To fully take up the order of the spiritual master and preach, one must accept the renounced order of life. And Prabhupada did it. He took sannyas. Then in 1968, in the early days of the movement in the West, Srila Prabhupada in Seattle got news that His Holiness Keshav Maharaj had passed away. So he held a meeting with the disciples there and spoke about the history, how his Guru Maharaj and his godbrother had forced him, quote, end quote, forced him to take sannyas. Quote, my godbrother insisted, not he insisted, practically my spiritual master insisted through him that you accept. He wanted me to become a preacher. So he forced me through this godbrother. You accept. So, unwillingly, I accepted. Srila Prabhupada saw his Guru Maharaj working through his godbrother, speaking through his godbrother, another Vaishnava. And he composed this verse very similar to the one Raghunath Das composed for Sanatana Goswami, but for Keshav Maharaj. Apayayan mam anabipsum andam. I was unwilling to take the medicine of bhakti with detachment because I was blind. I could not see my future, that spiritual life is the brightest future. So the Vaishnavas, the spiritual master they force, this is Srila Prabhupada speaking, you must drink. Shikesha Bhakti Pragyan Nama Kripam Buddhiryas Tamaham Prapadye. Shri Bhakti Pragyan Keshav is an ocean of mercy, and I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. So, Sanatana Goswami was a great shelter to Vaishnavas in Vrindavan. He was not only intelligent, all the Goswamis were most intelligent, but he was very shrewd, very clever. He understood politics and diplomacy. It is said that Rupa Goswami was very simple, but that Sanatana Goswami was very astute. He could understand people's motives and intentions. So he was able to protect devotees in the most practical ways because he had that type of intelligence. And he protected Raghunath Das Goswami on every level. Then, on the day of Guru Purnima, because Sanatana Goswami was the most senior of the Goswamis and the Shiksha Guru of almost everyone in Vrindavan, the Vaishnavas went to Govardhan to offer him respects. Upon their arrival at his bhajan kutir at Manasi Ganga, they saw that he was in a trance. He didn't move at all. They didn't want to disturb him, so they waited. Eventually, they understood that he had left, and they were all overwhelmed with separation. They took him on parikrama of Govardhan Hill. He had done parikrama of Govardhan Hill faithfully every day. Then they weren't sure where to place his body. Jiva Goswami, who was the leader after Sanatan, decided they should bring him back to Vrindavan, close to the temple of the deity of Madan Mohan, who was very dear to him, and that took place on Guru Purnima. We can see how the devotees helped each other. Everyone helped everyone. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, we find that all the Vaishnavas were always helping one another, and we should learn from their example. We should develop that mood. Of course, help can come in different ways. Sometimes it may come in terms of instruction, and sometimes it may come in practical ways, like Sanatana Goswami's building Raghunath Das Goswami's bhajan kutir. These exalted devotees were always serving one another, serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and serving one another. And that should be our mood, to serve one another and actually help one another and to learn from one another. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we learn how an Avadhuta Brahmin took lessons from others. 24 Shiksha Gurus, from material elements, natural phenomenon, plants, animals, even from a prostitute. By his intelligence, he learned from all of them, and he accepted them all as his gurus. He learned from the mountain that a saintly person should devote all his efforts to the service of others and make their welfare the sole reason for existence, as we learned from Govardhan Hill. From the python, he learned that one should give up material endeavor and accept what comes of its own accord. One should remain peaceful and steady, indifferent to material gain, but always alert to self-realization. He even learned from Pingala, a prostitute, because she had no other source of income. Pingala was very anxious for customers. One night she was waiting, and still no customer came. Finally, at the end of the night, she felt disgusted with her situation and thus became detached. From Pingala, he learned detachment and attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom she accepted as her ultimate shelter and object of love. So we can learn from anyone and anything. If we are sincerely trying to serve Krishna and understand how best to serve him, the Lord in the heart will give us the intelligence how to learn from others, even from trees and grass. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorified the trees and grass, for from them we learn how to be tolerant and humble. We can learn from anyone and everyone and everything. But in particularly, especially on occasions like today, We are enjoined to offer respectful obeisances to our Diksha and Shiksha gurus in disciplic succession. From Krishna to Brahma to Narada to Vyas, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami, from Srila Prabhupada to his followers, which includes all of you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So, my dear devotees, thank you for listening so patiently and attentively. And now, if any of you have any questions or comments, any reflections you would like to share, please raise your hand. And again, as far as possible, my dear devotees, please put on your cameras so we can see your moon-like faces and it's more personal. Thank you. Shamachandra Das.
Prabhuji, you are on mute.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Shamachandra Prabhu, we can't hear you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you try now?
Well, what to do? Can you unmute yourself?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I think he has unmuted, but there is some problem with the device, so he might have to connect again, leave the meeting and join again.
Okay. Try that. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you are also muted. Please unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for this most wonderful talk on Guru Purnima. Guru Maharaj, I wanted to just reflect and ask you that in the bygone days, the disciples had a very beautiful personal relationship with their gurus. Narottam Das Thakur had a relation where he personally served his Guru Maharaj. We have many other such examples in the scriptures. And now with the age of internet and technology, we only meet you, not personally. And in my heart, I always kind of feel how that longing. How do I serve to have a relationship with you, to have that, to fulfill the desire to serve. So if you can share some your reflections on that, that would be very grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome to come where I am. either at my ashram in Carpinteria, California, or wherever I am. In September, I'll be going to Houston.
Okay.
There will be a number of festivals and also my Vyasa Puja. So you're welcome to come. It'd be a pleasure
Thank
to
you.
have your association in person.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, Lalita Devi.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for your darshans again, and thank you for this most beautiful reading. Very grateful. Guru Maharaj, from what I understand is that increasing focus and increasing purity of practice and consciousness is the goal. So, how do we ensure that in our neophyte attempts?
Oh, well, it's always good to get up early in the morning and chant sincere, attentive rounds, preferably in front of Tulsi Devi, in front of deities or your altar. And that effort, along with reading Srila Prabhupada's books or other transcendental literature, will help you to be strong in your determination and maintain your focus and resolve. Yeah. I'm sure you can do it.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. All right, well, if there are no more questions or comments, we can conclude now with Vaishnava Pranam. Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees, who can fulfill the desires of everyone, and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripas yubhebhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakti ki jai.
Thank you, Maharaj. So we'll wait for next fourth Monday of August to have your darshan again.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Maharaj,
Thank you,
Maharaj,
Maharaj.
wonderful class, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare
Thank you for your
Krishna.
association, Maharaj.
Thank you, dear
Maharaj,
Maharaj.
this is the
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Darshana. Thank you,
Hi.
Maharaj. Maharaj, this is Darshana Desai. We had met in Juhu
Yes.
with my dear husband. We
Yeah.
just lost him about 14 days ago. So
I heard.
please,
Yeah, I heard.
so we require your blessings.
Yeah. Well, my heartfelt condolences to you and my earnest prayers for his auspicious onward spiritual journey.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.